All right, let's get a mic check here. Mic check, 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 check. Hello, hello. What happened? Okay. It's so weird it does that. It latches onto the volume thing, and then no matter what you do with your mouse is controlling the volume thing. That's weird. Hey guys, what is going on? It is January 30th, 2021, and we're doing another Blender live stream. Yeah. Yesterday we finished up the City Alley, and now we're moving on to our next little fun thing. I don't know how long this will take me. I don't think it'll take me as long. I just wanted to kind of do this, right? So basically, I was listening to an album. I might even have to repeat myself if some of my homies jump in. I was listening to this album, and I saw this album cover, and I was like, that's pretty groovy. Let me see if I can recreate that in Blender. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm just getting a start here. I just got the basic shapes. Basic shapes. Did some, painted some nice Quixel grass. It's like 4 different grasses that are painted on the vertexes here, weight painting, and we got a few here, and we've got, these are all Quixel textures as well, mega scans. We've got a 4K snowy rock and a 4K icy lake. That's not quite the same as this texture. Once we get the exposure right and everything, there's going to be a lot of tweaking. We'll get closer to this. Again, I'm not going to try to do a one-for-one or match this. This is just inspiration, guys. See if we can't get at least one of our homies in here. One of our peeps. There we go. Hey, Mohammed. Yeah, dude. Hey, you're like, I was just thinking of you. I am going to drop into Discord at some point and work with you on your Discord. I saw that message, man. Yeah, dude, I can help you or whatever you need. Just let me get a little work done on this, and then later today, if you're around, I don't know what time it is already in your world, but what? Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is wrong. Everything I'm doing is wrong. What's up, Mohammed? So good morning, dude. Yeah, this is my new project. I'm going to be starting this this kind of thing. I've got a lot to do. Just started the basics, but I'm going to be doing something like this, I think. You guys wanted volumetrics. I'm going to give you volumetrics. Did I just see making a Japanese street in Blender? When was that made? 1 week ago. Looks very similar to... Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot going on like I do. Same thing, making a Japanese street in Blender 1 week ago. Nice, dude. Nice. More content for the people. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Right. Me too, right? Me too. because I'm not, but I'd like to be part-time. Anyway, what's a good, hey, what's up, Topan? What's a good resolution of the material used for good rendering? I would say if you're doing anything not game related, whether animation or still life or whatever, I think you're gonna, if you have a hero object that is close to the camera, you should go like 8K, right? If you can, if the project is okay with that, your computers can handle it. Everything close to the camera should go at least 8K if you can. If it's a really small object, you don't need to go 8K, but you know what I mean, like a larger piece. Like this ice is 8K, this ground is 8K, right? These grass are 2K. Each one of these grass bits are 2K. So if you have something farther away, if I put a tree in the back, a building in the background with a face on it, and it was in the background, I would go 4K or 2K if it was farther in the background. What's a good you said for the material, yeah, not just for the render, but the material, yeah. So it's like, you know, I think Mandalorian on some textures, close up, I think they use 16K megascans for really close-up stuff. Like you want it to be photorealistic, where you can zoom right into like a pebbles and stuff, and then you come out. But if you never get close, if I never got close to this, I could get away with 4K and even 2K maybe. But I wanted to throw just really high resolution on these guys, and this is all temporary, right? I just started this project. And I quickly did some sculpting, or not really sculpting, more like vertex dragging with proportional editing on, just to get a basic shape of the background and the island here that we're going to be working with. Architectural, I mean, yeah, if you can get away with using 8K, I think so. But if it's a smaller piece, like I said, like if it's a wall, like a wall, 8K. If it's like a door, 4K. Maybe 2K. See how 2K works, but I would say 4K if you're trying to get realism, at least. Good morning, guys. What's up? How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Obviously, the exposure on this is way down, and I've only got lighting the scene right now. I've only got one massive area light above the entire scene, because obviously we're going for a kind of wanted to start because we're going for a completely diffuse, foggy look. So you're not going to have any hard shadows anywhere, and I wanted just a big area light for that. I don't know what this is. This is some weird 2001 Space Odyssey anomaly here. I have no idea where that's from. You know what we don't have on this though? We do not have on this yet an HDR. Let's add an HDR so we can get some nice reflections, at least a little bit more. I love this ice material here. It really plays nicely with the reflections. This is very nice. I didn't do anything to this. This is a Quixel Bridge ice texture that I just imported and clicked and said, boom, 8K. And you can see the, since I did the render now, we have the render in this render tab since the render's complete. So anytime we need to go to a render, we just go here. Obviously, this is basic stuff, but so this is all I have right now. I just did some painting on what I can see. I kind of went to the camera and painted a camera view where I want to see the grass and whatnot. And this is, you can see here, I haven't used these yet. I'm going to be using these sparsely. But we just took these and made a collection out of these, and made the collection a particle hair emitter thing here, whatever. And we're going to be doing the same thing with these guys, just randomly. A couple here, a couple there, a little bigger than the grass. And these are just great. These, again, these are Quixel mega scans, guys. I mean, Quixel... these are Quixel 3D assets that I can go and get for free. Cycles render denoising is breaking fog. Yeah, I know. That's the unfortunate part. You can, I think the best one you can do, apparently, it's people, some people are saying, at least the creator of this software, which I spoke to, said, when you get, if you get Super Denoiser, this right here, Super Denoiser, little add-on, you have an use volumetric pass. Click that one. I did this. I did a test on my city alley last week, right? Yesterday, day before yesterday, whatever. And it just, it smeared, it just got rid of all of that noise and volumetric. And it's like I didn't even have volume, principal volume going on, because the denoiser just removed it. So I think the only way to get around that is, one, kind of stay away from point lights, because point lights, I guess, are really bad with volumetrics, and in cycles, and really high sample rate, so that you are asking the denoiser to do very little work. You don't want it, you know what I mean? Anyway, these are, if you can see, it's kind of cool. Whoa. I know I don't, my light isn't very, let's get this area light. Let's crank this up a little bit just for shizzles. Let's make it 10,000. And let's make it a slightly more blue. 10,000 really didn't do a heck of a lot, did it? What, really? 20,000. There we go. So you can see, this is a pretty high, these are 2K textures. And it's in one big atlas. They're doing a texture atlas for multiple leaves, which is cool. So all these different plants share the same texture on an atlas. So this is just, you know, you plug in the alpha, you do your thing, and you've got these amazing plants that are high quality. And they're free and easy to use. Yeah, Super Denoise. I was on the Blender Discord, or was it Blender Nation forum? I think Blender Discord, and the dude who made that, I didn't even know he made the app, but I was like, I just had got the app Super Denoise. I heard about it somewhere, and then I was talking to the guy who made it. He's like an optimization wizard. But yeah, this is supposed to be a really good one. And you click Add Super Denoise. Once you have the add-on, you just click Add Super Denoise, which I already did. You can go to the Compositing tab, and you can see we don't want to use this composite, right? We want to use the Super Denoise composite. So this is the Super Denoise. This is what it creates. I think you can even get rid of this if you're only going to be using this from now on. I just leave it here, but don't click on the composite. Click on, make sure this is red. Yeah. So if it's there, it'll then model and then go through its post-production phase and denoise it. Like I had denoise on. Let me just quickly turn denoise on. I'm running with GPU now again. Hopefully our texture size doesn't get so big that our VRAM on our video card poops out. Denoise. Let's use OpticX and see what it does in the viewport here. Am I using OpticX? Yeah. Interesting that it's not popping on a denoise. I don't notice. Oh, in viewport. Okay, so you can see it now. Yeah, it's adding in the denoise in the viewport real quickly. So yeah, I just keep these I keep these off the side of the camera, my little collection of particles that I use. So why don't we do something real quick and get started on a little poopity doopity super denoiser. Okay, yeah. CPU. I'm using GPU finally here. Again, we're back. Since we have the super denoise on, by the way, you don't want to do a render denoise. Leave that off because we're letting the super denoise do the work. So let's go in here, and why don't we add a second particle system? This is grass. This is the what are they calling it? What are they calling it these days? What was the name of this plant? It had a name, but it's so weird that their names are so like what is 939A variation 4. They have these LODs too. These come with, you can choose when you import these into Blender directly. And by the way, when you import this from Bridge, it'll instantly just show up in your collection. Oh, saltbush. That's what I have. So yeah. Saltbush. I knew I had it. So go into here and say, I'm going to say saltbush. This is a hair. And we're going to render as collection. Select a collection, which is saltbush. Are these them? First thing I kind of like to do is to go advanced, rotation. Let's see, where is that? Velocity hair. We're going to do global Z, which whoop, just, does that. And then we're going to randomize that. So you can, first let's scale it now. Let's see what we're working with here. And we're going to paint where these go, but this is just right now. Let's do a scale randomness, yeah, but not too much. And here's where we do the kind of randomize you see. I'm going to randomize the wiggle, so it does not everything grows straight up in the air. Do a little phasey switch and then a little randomized phasey phase. And there's where we're kind of sitting there. And we don't want any of this crap. So what we're going to say is, let's get to a little confusing here. So vertex group, we're going to add another grass vertex group. This one's going to be salt brush VG for vertex group. Yeah. And then let's weight paint. Is that anything weight painted yet? No, good. I just wanted to make sure. I think that means if I selected this, it would be the weight painting of the other, but we want to weight paint for this. So let's weight paint for this and add a couple of bits and bobs, but not too much, right? We don't want these everywhere. And then we go into object mode. We go down to salt brush particle. Vertex groups, density, and we want to make sure the density is choosing the salt brush, and that should stick a few of them here and there and whatnot. Let's see how many it's doing there. Quite a lot. So let's just down it. We're gonna bring this way down because we don't want these everywhere. We want them like sparse, but we're gonna increase the size a little on these guys because they're gonna be, I want them to like show up like that. Yeah, it is, Topan. It's weird because my last city scene, it was the first time it's ever happened to me. I felt so demasculated. It started getting errors that wouldn't let me render anymore, and it was like this CUDA era, memory blah 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 blah, and I was really irked about it. And then I found out through help with chat guys that what's up, welcome everyone, any new faces. I found out that my 2070, which has what 8 gigs of RAM, almost 9 gigs of RAM on it or something, it ends up being, it was using that entire kind of RAM base, the VRAM, and it was just like crashing, and like it wasn't crashing, but it was just like not rendering, giving me an error. So I had to flop to CPU. for the rest of the project because I had these like 8K mega scans like all over my map. Thanks. Hey, what's up, JS? Hey, Rasa. Sarath, what's up, guys? Said new faces. Excellent. Oh my god. That was literally my stomach. It's like, eat something. All right, so these are already, I kind of like how these, maybe a little less than that, because again, guys, we're doing the, oops, let's go back. We're using this as kind of an inspiration for our next project. So if you see these little, these thicker tree, these little thick thingamajiggies, I looked through Quixel Megascans, and the closest thing I could find was like these. I don't need a, no thank you for that ad. I don't need these to be exactly like these, but I want them to be kind of larger and a little, again, we're not doing a one-to-one, we're just doing a inspiration situation for that. My 2070 is, Sarath, my 2070 is my VRAM is 8 gigs, right? 8.5 gigs or whatever. My system memory is 48 gigs, almost 50 gigs. I got a couple of 32, what is it? I got a couple of 16s. And then I had the system came with a couple of 16s, or what did I get? I forget. My system came with 16 gigs, and then I upgraded, got a couple of more chips, and then I flopped slots, and so all my slots are full, and it ends up being close to 50 gigs. So what does the GPU count? The model or the material? That's a good question, man. I don't know. I'm not an engineer like that, but I think since I have my preferences to OpticX because I'm running a 2070 with RTX, I think it tries to kind of keep everything in the VRAM as much as possible, especially when you render, and it does its render pass, loads everything into the VRAM, I think. So that way I think you can render it quicker next time. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an engineer, but the GPU, I think GPU is materials, maybe polygons to CPU. I don't know, man. Anyway, let's see what this render looks like just for fun to see what these plants are doing here. This is very beginning of the project, obviously. Look at it, it's rendering these 8K. So yeah, the ice, the ground are both 8K textures from Quixel that I just popped in. There's some really great ones, man, like a ton of different snow textures, like partial snow textures, snow on rock, snow on grass, and then there's not too many ice lakes, but this one worked perfectly. Yeah, you're waiting for the light setup, I know. Well, here's the thing, dude, like, it's tricky. It's going to be kind of tricky because obviously my exposure's way down, and I've only got one area lighting this. That's what we need to do. We need to throw in an HDR real quick. We said we were going to do that. But yeah, and I assume with this volume fog, hopefully we're going to be getting, the render times are going to start cranking up when I start working. I'm going to save the volume section for a little bit later. We're going to design the trees and everything else before we do that, obviously. Yeah. So let's that's just inspiration. I'm not trying to do that one exactly. We got to make sure the scale, once I get the trees in here on the island and stuff, you'll start seeing the scale of the image. That's cool. I mean, they're good. They're nice. Nice little plants. Rando, again, we're gonna, once we have all these trees in here of varying types, which is gonna be fun finding those tree models. I'm not modeling them. Heck no. I got some weird stuff going on here. This is temporary, these CG looking shapes here. I'll tweak all these, maybe do some sculpting. We'll see. Okay, let's get an HDR in there. Okay, we got a render, so we have it in the render tab now. Do you guys notice that? Is that a weird thing that it's just happening to me? 2.9 is if I'm in a tab on something, and then I go back to, oops, I might want to save. Anytime I see not responding, probably a good time to save. dude, wait for that light setup, bro. So anyway, and then you go into modeling, whatever you had selected in the other tab turns into the edit mode. I don't know if that's a bug. I don't think they want that. Could somebody go quickly to the Blender peeps and say, hey dudes, this is happening. All right, let's save our work. I mean, I am not a... Yeah, no, JS, you're absolutely right. In fact, what I love about Eevee is the volumetrics, man. Like, you can create some really sweet-looking volumetrics fast with Eevee, right? I really like Eevee. I've been doing some cycles stuff. I went through a little Eevee phase, as probably most of us did, but I'm kind of working in trying to do some sort of realistic, not that Eevee is totally fake, but you know what I mean. But I'm not trying to make a photorealistic version of this, but I definitely wanted to make it look realistic-ish. And I'm wondering how this is going to play when we get the exponential fog and the principal volume and scatter and whatnot. Like, it's going to be fun to see. This is even noisy, though. If you look at this image itself, this photograph, it's noisy. Oops. Okay, so HDR, guys. It's good to throw in an HDR pretty early in so you can start tweaking your lights based on the HDR, because we're probably going to have to turn this way down. I don't know if we have an HDR currently that is going to be cool with what we're kind of working with right here, right? Hdri. Oh, wait, what? Oh, what? Why is that opposite? That just wigged me out. I never hit the name thing, and I was like, why? What? That's not my Hdri. CGI, and I have an HDRI folder, as you all should. I'm gonna go in here and look at these. Now, we don't want any kind of like shadowed stuff. Like, we want an overcast kind of day. This one might work. It's 2K. I'd like to do 4K, but at least, and then 8K in the final render. Winter Lake! Ask and you shall receive. We're going to try this Winter Lake as our HDR. And let's just see, let's do a quick render. Let's go to rendering. Let's go to slot 2 for this one and do a render so we can compare directly what the HDR on. And this is full on HDR at 1. We'll probably crank this down in the end, but, and then again, what was this, 2K? Like, if this Winter Lake was used, if I use this, I like it. I like the sky. I mean, we're gonna HDR we're gonna volume the heck out of this, so all of this is gonna vanish. But it's good to have this kind of overcast kind of thing going on. I love the glass shader. The Frozen Lake shader is pretty nice. Astrotech, what's up, man? Welcome. Willkommen. This is so weird. What is this? This has been here for a hot minute. This little, like... What is this? Astrotech, what is that? Is that Chur? Is that Russian? What is it? Yeah, this is some weird anomaly here. This are my particle. This is my particle collection that I'm using my stuff on, just sitting there on the ice. Ignore it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're pixel by pixel. I think if I threw an 8K texture on the HDR, it would be the same about memory bandwidth as the 8K texture of the lake, frozen lake. I assume it's about the same VRAM it's going to be taking up. Oh my god, I need to eat something. Maybe my magical girlfriend in the other room will make me some magical eggs and bacon. All right, so cool. And we're kind of getting actually the exposure. We can close this out now since we have it in this render tab. This, I mean, obviously this is like color graded. I don't think this image is this in real life. I think the photographer color graded this to be a more slightly lavender blue. I don't think this is a real life blue per se. I could be wrong. But I think that's graded a little bit. So we'll do that at some point. We'll color grade this. Again, this isn't a one-to-one of this image, just kind of a... And right now the scale doesn't seem legit, right? The scale seems a little off. Let's try to make that, but I think once we get the trees in there, it might change. Because this island is probably, what? 30 yards across? I don't know. These trees are 50 feet high, 60 feet high, who knows? And right now, this appears to be smaller. Right now, it kind of appears to be like 15 feet across. I just went from meters to feet, or yards to feet. I'm a silly American. Yeah, so we'll see if we can keep the, make the scale work. And we're seeing right now, this is confusing us a little too, these, I guess these buildings in the background. This is all, like I said, that's all going to be hidden with a tree line, a line of trees here. I wonder if, since I'm in love with Quixel Bridge right now, I'm wondering if they have some trees that resemble this, which are evergreen trees with high trunks, where the leaves don't come until higher, and are sort of beat up a little bit, right? They're kind of old trees that have seen a lot of winters. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So what I think I might need to do is pull back and zoom in. I don't know, I'm using a 35mm lens. I tried to guess what lens he was using. It's not a 50, I don't think. Like, I wish I knew what lens this photographer was using. Right now I just have it set up as 35mm. I haven't messed with any of the aperture or f-stop or anything like that right now. We're not going to futz with depth of field yet. Yeah, right? So see, here's the thing. It's a pretty good optical illusion, right? I've got this island pretty far out from the land. When you go in here, it looks like the island is very close. We might be able to solve some of that with, obviously with volume fog, with principal volume and whatnot. That means the fog is going to scatter back to when you see the trees in this background. This is going to be much clearer because look at that, that's pretty close. So it's about equidistance almost, right? From the camera to the island, to the second island. You know what I don't like either, which we obviously have to fix, like almost immediately, is the fact that this is a straight line. Obviously, it's not going to be a straight line. Guys, come on. Let's just quickly tweak some things here. What I don't need also. What I don't need. I don't like that loop. I don't like that loop-de-loop. We don't need this. We don't need this, obviously. Can remove this crap. I could even remove this, but we'll keep that. I wonder if the ice has any materialistic translucency on it. I doubt it. Or subsurface. What else did I want to do? Oh yeah, we can just so let's quickly go in and save our work. There's a lot of tweaking that's involved. Like obviously if you're working on a project and you know what lens and distance and stuff like that, you could match things easier, but looking at it, it's pretty hard to guess. I'm not a photographer, so it's pretty hard for me to guess like what lens and f-stop and aperture and all that crap the photographers in. So you got to play around until you kind of eyeball.
You heard them.
Our water got turned off again today for some reason. I mean, not because we didn't pay the bill, but just like they're working on our building. It's like the third day in a row now they've been turning off our water. The first day they told us about it, and the second and third day they didn't. So we've been kind of like, so water gonna be on. All right. Okay, let's get back to business. You know what? At least YouTube can't ban me or get me for copyright for listening to music you guys can't hear. Can you imagine? Is it? Oops. If they're like, dude, we got algorithms that are listening to what you're hearing personally, and you're fined. We're fining you. We're banning you. It sucks that you guys can't jam with me on whatever I'm listening to, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe because you guys would want to listen to what you want to listen to anyway. And what do you guys? Here's the thing. Question, chat. Do you prefer streams where the artist is listening to music and you cross your fingers and hope you like that music, or do you prefer streams where the guys know nothing like me right now, and you can jam your own music while you listen to me? This ground feels farther away, for sure. This all feels farther away, and I don't know if it's the grass scale, because this grass, I made it larger because it's not really grass per se. Like in this, right, it's kind of that large weedy grass. It looks like pretty thick brushy grass, and that's why I made it larger than normal here. But yeah, it's weird. I think it's the distance. So what if we zoomed out a little more? Ooh, we're aiming up there for sure. Let's bring the camera up. Let's zoom in. So let's make this a 50 mil. Let's see what happens. And we definitely want this to pop out. We don't need that. That's perfect. There we go. I think we're cooking with grease now. I think we're more cooking with grease. I think that's more what we're talking about, right? Zoom out and put a tighter lens on. Maybe. We'll see how that looks now. We changed some thingamajigs on there. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. And good morning, man. Dauk. Dauk now. I wish I probably messing that totally up. Dauk now? Yeah, it's true. That's the way I feel too about it's about sums it up. It's how I feel, how I'm feeling that day, whether the artist is whether the streamer is streaming something I like. I mean, if I jump in, no offense to anyone there, but if I jump into a stream and they're listening to dubstep, I can't do it, guys. Can't do it. This island still looks so close. I guess with depth of field we might be able to change that, but this island looks so close to this background, right? But we know. Look, this does too, right? I guess. This looks pretty close to that, but I would assume that this island is a good 30 yards from there, right? The ice in between the island and the mainland is maybe 30 yards. I don't know. And this is pretty far. I mean, that's pretty far. Hey, what's up, Tony? Yeah. Uh-huh. Finding a little, yep. Tony, my man. I know you, dude. I mean, by your profile image, you're like Khal Drogo, man. That's what you are to me. You're my Khal Drogo. What's up, Books? Yeah, it's a new project. This is inspiring me. I wanted to try something kind of unique, different, and artsy-ish kind of situation, and also try to master, or not master, but at least improve my volumetric work, and that'll give me a chance to do this. Yeah, I agree. Like I guess so. Having no music feels weird sometimes to a viewer, but if you're a viewer that's viewing a stream and you don't listen to music and you're just listening to a dude talk and nothing else, sometimes that feels like the filler is not the same as like awkward moments. Not that I even think about awkward moments when I stream, but like you're allowed to listen to your own music. View, align active, camera to view. Yeah. I mean, I use Control Alt 0. I usually set up a general spot where I want the camera, and then I Control Alt 0 it there. Let's this is such a high. This is set up to 20,000, guys. We don't need it 20,000 with the HDR on now, so even though, let's go to 10,000. So next up on the docket, are we already at the tree phase? Do I have to go start finding some trees? I'm really hoping Quixel. I don't want to pay for trees. I know that's crappy to say, just not for this project. I don't really want to pay for trees. Tony, I hope you didn't take offense to that, man. You're my Cal Drago. It's a compliment, man. That dude's awesome. What's his name? What's his name? I don't want to Google it. Yeah. The sapling add-on is cool. And you can really make your own trees look nice there. I think the sapling add-on isn't as good as other things. I think the sapling add-on is a good and it's not as quick. If I could go into Quixel Bridge, let's do it right now. And look for Cal Drago with the dad bod. It's all good, dude. Hey, I'm getting in my 40s. Luckily, I've got some nice skinny genes, meaning like my parents, all my families are all slender, but man, I feel it though. I can't eat too much bread or pasta and I drink beer. I like my beer. So I gotta try to keep that gut down. Okay, so bridge here, let's check it out. 3D assets, 3D plants. I wonder if 3D plants is gonna have trees. This is all free, guys. They have a lot of plants. I have yet to see trees. Here's some cool cacti. Look at that. This stuff is so good. I can just plop that in free. And I don't think you should be ashamed of using these kind of assets. How did I place the foliage? Particles. So this has 2 particle systems for the grass and for the salt brush, which are the larger things, with a hair situation rendering a collection, which are these collections over here it's rendering. And then I went in to 2 different vertex groups, and I painted the grass vertex and painted where I want them. So yeah, that's what I did. Oop, I didn't want that. I hate that you can't really go back per se. I guess I can just keep going here. They have so many guys. Jason Momoa, yes. He's a cool dude, man. Like, when I saw him in Game of Thrones, this is the first time I saw him, I was like, oh my god, this good looking, like, meathead douchebag, whatever, I don't know, hipster slash whatever everything. I wanted to hate the guy. No, I don't. That's not how I am. I'm an actor myself, and I champion other actors, you know. And I'm not trying not to be karmically bad, but once I saw some interviews with him and like the stuff, and I was like, and then and I followed him on Instagram, and he's just this biker dude that he's not like fake either. He's not like, hey, I'm a biker dude. Hawaiian biker dude, whatever. And no, the guy's real. Like, the guy is real, the real deal, and he's funny. He's genuine. He's not like a dick celebrity. That's why everyone loves him. God, I wish I could. Free art assets. Jason Momoa is a free art asset. You can just drop Jason Momoa right in this project file. Let's see. I doubt we're gonna see. It doesn't. These are all like plants. I doubt we're gonna see. I hope they're trees, guys. I hope they're actual. Ooh, I like this dead. The dead versions of these. Since it is winter time. Why don't we do this, guys? So look how easy this is. We download that. Oh, I did it at 4K resolution. No, I don't want 4K resolution. I want 2K. Hijo. Let's do that again. Oh no. Crap. How do I download? How do I export that? I'm having a stroke. How do I download that again? Crap. I don't want 4K for this little plant. Can I? Can I has that again? Oh, it's giving me all JPEGs? I usually like to work in PNG, but oh, wow, it doesn't even do PNG, huh? I guess it's like, no, you're getting... Guys, and this is probably a better idea to go in here and just say, I don't want... do I have to do this for all of them? I only want LOD 0, which is the high LOD, for most of my still life stuff. Environment work. This is groovy. Look at that. Anyway, let's just export that. Is it going to export the 4K? All right, so let's check it out what it did, guys. This is what it did. By exporting that in Bridge and having the add-on on, it immediately kicked those 4 models into my collection. Oh, not even 4 models. 7 variations. Okay. Where are they? Is this where they are? Wait a minute. Are they all in here? Okay. What are they called? Curled dock. First of all, we want to bring that over to our other kind of particle groups, and we want to create a new collection called curled dock. Here, let's texture these. Make sure the wait, are they already textured? Yeah, but I don't think the alpha is attached. So let's go to shading. Crap. Tree it. Out there, use a lot. You can also look on Epic Games in their free content to see. Yeah. You know what? I have and continue to open up Epic because I work in Unreal a little bit. I love Unreal. I can paint these off of here, or maybe not. Maybe I want some little brush coming through the ice. Yeah, so I go on the free, what's free this month? Like you always go, what's free this month on Unreal, and you go buy it if you want it and just keep it in your catalog even if you don't download it. It's a good habit to keep that up and so you just amass. Being a 3D artist is really all about, is really only all about amassing a huge 3D asset library. I don't know, bro. JS? Sorry to miss that. Those are all free for me. I've been downloading these for days now. I certainly hope I don't have like a download limit, but as far as I know, this Quixel and Quixel Bridge, which I just got the Bridge, dude. Aha, but I told it to sign in with my Epic account. So instead of signing into Quixel with my own account, I signed in with my Epic account. And these were all open to me. Yeah, thanks, Darknow, for the resource info. I do. So my point was, yeah, like I always look for those, and I might have some like foliage tree stuff there that I might want to pop back up and look if in my library and see what I've got there. Okay. All right, here we go. So we've got these guys here, and I think the opacity is the only thing that the only thing you do when you import these is drag the opacity to alpha in the color channel, and then it does it. These look so good. Such good assets. I really hope it like randomly doesn't run out, right? I don't know why I'm getting all of these for free. I'm gonna look up Tree It right now. And guys, I didn't post it yet, but let me do that for you guys. Come on, come on. Oh my God. Okay, there we go. So just so you guys can see, if any of you guys aren't in the Discord yet, we're kind of getting a Discord going. I need to put that in the description of my but join this Discord up, and you can share links. Like if you have, what I want is what I need to add right now actually is the resources, right? So let's add a text channel here. Resources. That's not how you spell it. Resources. I put a resources text channel up there. Wait, what? Oh, there you go. Dude, if you go in there and you join the Discord, and can you throw that kind of stuff? If you've got like some dope resource like that, I love keeping all of that in the know for the community. Much appreciated. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to paint. First, let me go in here to this and let's do some weight painting. Let's go to 0. I'm gonna get a few of these gone if I can. Is this doing it? Am I doing the right thing? No, wait. Cool. Let's do it. Let's create another vertex group. Wait, no, let's do another particle system. Let's hide these particles. Particle system here, and this will be, what was it? What was it called? Oh man, why is my memory so bad? So bad. Why can't I? Derpy derp. Oh my god, and I didn't even click something. What did I click? What's going on? Guys. Curled what? What was it called? Curled. Curled dock. Yeah. Tony, I'm sure you could listen to jazz or classical copyright free for sure. I've gone out and I've kind of done research on DMCA copyright free music, and it was hard for me to find stuff I liked, and so I kind of gave up at the moment. But there might become a time where I might want to do that. Where is this? Let's go here again. We're going to call this curled dock. It's a hair. And what we want to do is go in. We'll work with vertex group density later, but the first thing we want to do is go to make sure advanced is clicked. Rotation is on, and we're going to do from global Z. And it's not going to do it. So yeah, well, first of all, let's get a collection going on here. And the collection is going to be curled dock. There we go. Scale that up. There we go. Let's randomize the straight up and down a little, and then phase it, and then randomize a little. Not go too crazy with those because most plants grow straight up ish. All right, cool. Do we like the size of those as in relation to the other grasses? So let's turn those on. And bring those puppies to about right there. Scale randomness just a little bit. Now we're going to do the painting thing. So we're going to go into this little tabaroonie. We're going to create a third vertex group, and this is going to be for curled dock here. When we have this selected, we're going to go to, this is, I hold tab to get my wheel here, and wheel weight paint. Turn the weight paint on, and let's paint a few bits and bobs here. And these are the dead ones, so maybe having some dead ones in the areas where the other ones aren't is kind of a cool idea too, right? Or the frozen tundra. Frozen tundra. Okay, then back to object mode. We've painted that there. We go to back to the particle. Go down here to the vertex group, density, and choose curled dock for the density. And we've got it set to 1,000 right now. Let's save our work. JS graphics, what's up, man? I'd consider myself a small channel too. I've been streaming for a week, less than a week, and I have 6 concurrent viewers. 2 of which are me, I think. So yeah, that's awesome, man. What do you focus on? I mean, let's not share all of our YouTube channels if we're content creators. I mean, that's kind of the biggest no-no you do. But let it happen organically, right? For sure. Like let sharing our content on Discord, or if you go to Discord and you say, hey, I'm a content creator, here you go, that's cool. But like, I don't think you're allowed to really pop into other people's chat and say, hey, this is my stream link, come check me out, brah. I don't think that's a go, right? I get him a little bit. Like, I mean, I could play it. Thanks, dude. Tony, by the way, what's your background story? How do you get in a 3D origin story? And man, you totally look like that actor. I love him, man. Paul, Peter. Why can't, man? I am. It's the dude. I don't know. I always kind of was into art, and way back in the day, my parents' Amiga 500, I got some 3D programs and some paint programs, and I just really enjoyed the digital aspect of it. And just kind of always been into special effects, sci-fi movies, just 3D video games, and stuff like that. That's kind of my side passions. But yeah, I mean, I'm an actor and filmmaker in Los Angeles right now, but my side gigs are like video editing, voiceover, and this all kind of just plays into it, right? And also my partner, my friend, my buddy, who works in the same film production company I do, he's like a whiz too. He's the DP director. He's also the After Effects wizard that does the composite work and stuff like that. So, and I'm starting to do CG. So we're trying to all blend it all together. Thanks for asking, Tony. Yeah, and this dude, my industry, the film industry, has been dead during pandemic. I know a lot of, like a lot of people, there's a lot of companies that thrive during pandemic. Not a lot, but there are definitely companies that and individuals that thrive during the pandemic. That's how life is. But there's most people are in an economic trouble. And my film industry, my one of my bread and butters that I'm going for and working on is shut down completely. I mean, there are movies being shot. You can see television shows and movies that are like about the pandemic and stuff. Like they are shooting stuff, but it's so rare and it's so difficult to get a movie going because you have to go through the pandemic procedures and everyone's so worried and you got to self-quarantine and you got to do all this stuff. If somebody gets sick on set, that's an important figure on the film. You have to self-quarantine and shut everything down, so it's very, very tough. Yeah, Paul Rudd. Yeah, dude. Love Paul Rudd. I mean, I love Paul Rudd. The guy's energy is just like... It's like every time Paul Rudd's on screen, you just smile. I'm just like... I like his old stuff too. If you go back and look at Paul Rudd's like earlier work, it's so good. Like Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I love his like stupid stoner surfer character. It's so good. All right, did we check the render out of the new... All right, first we got to make sure our... Did we plugged in our... We plugged in our alpha for this, right? Didn't we? Yeah, we did, of course. Let's see if that plays. How that plays. That's great. No, man, here's the thing. I do have a Discord. I started a Discord. We have that community. If you want to, in particular, share in this community your work, I don't think I have links set up anyway. I have like in the YouTube channel, but we try to keep that to a minimum. But you can go over and I just in the Discord, I've got a channel that is share your work or show and tell. So go over there and click it over in there, and we can talk about it, man. I'll drag it over here and we can look at it. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind looking at people's work and showing it on my channel, not at all. Especially when I have such a like just the humble beginnings of a stream. I want my beginning community to get like all the benefits of hanging out with people that get involved, you know. That's awesome, man. You're doing it right, Tony. Yeah, it's difficult to get into 3D industry. I think if you're trying to get into the 3D industry via portfolio, if you have a demo reel and a portfolio that's tight, it's still hard to get into the industry, right? You have got to submit it. You've got to always be looking on either the Discord have the job postings on Discord. Most of them are very particular or crap, or looking for programmers rather than artists. But if you look around your area that you want to live in, like I'm in Los Angeles, I would kind of look around in Los Angeles, I'm in the perfect place because there's a handful of video game companies here and film companies that I can work in 3D in. But again, competition is fierce. So I got into working my first CG job, which was an independent contracting job, which lasted only 2.5 months, and then pandemic started. Was working to make photorealistic perfume, like makeup stuff. It was L'Oreal and Estee Lauder, and it was Estee Lauder account really. And I was hired to model the bottles, and I did some of the animation and the previs, and we had a team of 3 CG artists, and then a nuke artist, an After Effects artist, and our 2 bosses. That's the company size. And I got in through a friend. My buddy, my partner in the film industry, Kevin James Barry, was already the After Effects artist there. He was working there as the After Effects artist. And there's something in the air. They were looking for another Blender artist. Anything. They were using Blender there. The supervisor, who was from New York, this guy Justin Johnson, cool dude. He was looking for a Blender artist, if anybody. And my buddy Kevin was like, my friend works in Blender, and I showed him some early work in like my Unreal Engine, like the Unreal things I was doing in my ArtStation. Then this was end of last year when the job ended, right before COVID. I had my ArtStation was just much more minimal. Like I've come so far in 6 months. I've come so far in a year, I should say. This was a year and oh, this is more than a year ago. This is last 2019, the end of 2019. Yeah, right before COVID. But I got lucky that this company needed a junior artist who knew Blender. And you might see that more often now. Companies are going to maybe shy away from Maya and Max and Houdini, and those are too expensive, man. If you can, Blender can create everything they can, basically. If you got artists that work in a free software that the company doesn't need to pay a license, then it's a no-brainer, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. You created a house, your first asset. You have to. Oh, you're in QC. Nice. I want to go to Canada, man. I want to leave the United States and just live in Canada. I'd probably go to Vancouver. More film industry stuff there. That's straight up for me, right? You're on East Coast. I'm Vancouver's West Coast, right? Um, yeah, there are a ton of remote jobs, and I think it's good to be proficient at Blender nowadays. I think. Yeah, it still looks cool if you're like, hey, I'm proficient at Maya and Max. I mean, that's like pro CG stuff, but nowadays it's more like, yeah, I'm proficient at Blender, and they're like, sweet, you're hired. I don't know, like, but can you use Blender? That's the job I got. They wanted to know if I could use Blender, and it paid well for the time it was running. All right, so we got the dead ones too there. I almost feel like we want to lessen the alive ones and make more dead ones. But so far I'm liking the mix. It's a fun mix. Maybe let's add some dead ones on the island here too. This island has its own vertex group. We didn't name this. This is just grass. And this particle is grass. So let's add another one. Let's add another one and make this the curled dock. And then go down here and add another vertex group, curled dock. Come back up to the particle, curled dock, hair. We're probably not going to need 1,000. I still clicked 1,000. What are you doing? Oh, numlock. Render as collection, curled dock. We'll paint it a new density. Shebang. Looks good to me. And advanced rotation, global Z scale. Randomize. Density, curl dock. Let's bring that size down a little. Save our work. Let's render it again. 'Cause we can. Yeah. That's dark, man. Can you make a body floating by? Yeah, Tony. You're dark. No, first of all, floating. Tony, this is a frozen lake, if you couldn't tell by the 8K texture. How about a body that is, see how the reflection is frozen as opposed to water that is not frozen? We could make a body like just under the ice. Just like that would be kind of cool. I wonder if there is subsurf on here. You could put a body under there and be like, what is that? Is a dead body under there? Yeah. See, Tony, and that's what I'm saying is like right now people are still like asking for the big wig companies, but Blender, let's face it, Blender is not new to the 3D world. It's been around for a long time, believe it or not, but it always looked like shit. Like the UI looked crap. Nobody wanted to use it. It was like open source crap. But now with 2.8 and beyond, and the amount of the size of the community now, the development they're doing, it is doing things as good, if not better, than Max and Maya now. Better than Houdini. I mean, Houdini does particles better than anything. Every software has a little bit of their like, we can do this better. Like obviously ZBrush is the best sculptor right now, right? But Blender sculpting is great. I can sculpt in Blender. I can make cool stuff in Blender. I can sculpt, I can retopo, I can do whatever, you know, and it's all there and it's free. Completely free. And the user interface is awesome. I love the UI in Blender. All right, let's do a save now. We haven't done a save in a minute. Save as. I like to do iterative renders. We did the very start here, and then we did. We'll do number 2 here. Yeah, dude, you gotta go through tutorials nowadays. First of all, who's going to school? Who's going to college? Who's going to a perfect? You know, it's all remote. So why not take this remote? You are not going to learn any more going to remote Full Sail, other than maybe about the business side of things. Like if you went to Full Sail and spent 50K a year, you're no better off if you're somebody driven that can go to YouTube and get a YouTube education and really, really dive into it and put yourself to work, be self-committed, right? You will get just as good as an education as the dude that went to Full Sail, especially Full Sail Online. The difference is some people need to ask questions, and some people, you know, I get that. There's more interaction one-to-one. Every now and then you'll get a professor giving you one-to-one, but you have to figure out how to do that alone. We've got Discord for that. We've got chats for that, right? You're like, hey, I can't figure this out. Can you help me? You've got an entire community, not just one professor that can help you out. You've got forums and Discords, man, galore. YouTube channels, ask questions on, you know, and there is no excuse for a CG artist to say, I don't know how to do this. Because the truth is, it's there. The information is there. You just have to go watch the video, watch a section of it. If you get confused, better than class, right? You can hit rewind. You can watch it again. You pause it and you say, I do that. I mean, that's YouTube education is all about pausing. And like, where's that button? Pause. What is he doing there? What did he do? What did I miss? And you just go back, pause, pause, play, plot. So it's there. Super powerful YouTube education, man. Yeah, an array modifier. Yeah, exactly. Um, you could have like him for like a little dark shape, and then his hand sticking up out of the ice right here, like. Uh, yeah, the UI in the UI in Blender is beautiful, man, and I use it all the time. These tabs up here, I use all the time. I don't build my own. I don't go in here very often and, you know, drag out a new window. And, you know, I don't do that often, you know, because I don't need to. I've got everything I need here. I usually model. I mean, who models in the four quad viewport anymore? I don't think anybody does. because these apps are so good now at just controlling the 3D world space. But yeah, modeling. When I'm UV mapping, I go to the UV mapping. I use these tabs exactly how they're set up, and I love it. Oh, that's what it is. I was like, what is this anomaly here? You guys didn't catch it. What? TF. Are you you surf, Tony? So this light is what was causing that like weird anomaly. What is this? I don't understand. It's because there was a light here that I didn't know. Don't know how I missed that. Righto. I doubt that was doing much. Let's down our strength of our HDR now to 0.5, guys, and let's re-render. You're getting way, Tony. You're getting way too into this dead body situation, okay? Okay, dropping the HDR down half did nicely for this situation. I think we're getting little noisy bits in here now. Noisy bits, little fireflies, as they say. That'll be removed with the denoiser, though, of course. Hey Tony, thanks for the comments and whatnot on the YouTube vids, man. Those are awesome. Those I love the support. Makes me feel good. I really appreciate it, dude. So look at this, you know, with particles, with free assets. I mean, you're not going to find better free assets than these. I don't know why this isn't free for you guys. I would suggest go because I don't pay. I don't have like, it's not like I have credit card information on Epic Game Launcher or Epic Launcher, and it's like it's like saying, yes, you can have these assets because we have your credit card number. I don't think that's the case, nor did I ever sign up for that. I don't think. I've bought games on Epic, but I think I use PayPal when I do that. So I just downloaded Quixel Bridge and logged in with my Epic account. Try that, guys. And I don't know if I have a monthly allocated amount. I'm not even using Mixer. This is just Quixel Bridge. I had Mixer installed, and then I think I uninstalled it. I don't know. My account. I'm scared to go into my account settings now. I feel like I got lucky. How do you get rid of the bottom texture modifier screen? How do you get rid of the bottom texture modifier screen? This? In what tab? Let's save our work. I think I need to refresh my stream situation. I'm way behind on my stream. Tony, I have surfed, but water there is super cold, so full wetsuit is needed. Yeah. Though if you're lucky, the person before using the suit will have a warm wet. Ha! Douk. It's only free to Unreal Engine users with your Epic Game account. As long as you don't use them commercially, using them in Blender should be fine. Yeah, perfect. And that's it. I'm not using these assets to make money. They're for my portfolio. And why wouldn't you have an Epic account? If you're a CG artist, I feel like you don't have to, but you know, Andrew Price, Blender Guru, just did a video like last week, pretty long video about some things, and one of them was, is it better to specialize or generalize? Did you guys see that one? Anyway, it's worth watching because he makes some really good points. And it's jack of all or master of none. but Matt, and then he was anyway. I don't want to get into all of that, but the point is, he was basically saying it's better to generalize, right? So knowing Blender is great, but also if you can tell somebody, hey, yeah, I can load up Unreal, I can bring this entire thing into Unreal, for sure, yeah, absolutely, no problem. And they're like, cool, hired. I don't know, but like, why wouldn't you want to learn Unreal? It's free, dude. Download Unreal. I honestly do recommend it over Unity. Just better user interface and longer legs, man. There's a bigger future for Unreal than there is for Unity. You don't see Mandalorian using Unity, do you? No, they're using Unreal. Live production, stuff like that. With Unreal 5 coming out, do you think with the money, do you know how much research and development went into money and time and talent went into creating Unreal 5? That's coming out this year sometime, they say. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? They have that money because of Fortnite. They have that money because of the Epic Games Store. They have that money. Fortnite made them gazillion dollars, right? Just alone. And there's so they have all that money they put into research and development, and they're like, now we have Unreal 5. You for all your virtual production needs, Unreal 5. You don't have to worry about poly counts. You don't have to worry about global illumination. It's there. Those two things are there built in, right? That's the next phase. Unity, unfortunately, does not have the money to compete with that. So if you're jumping onto a game, an engine, jump on Unreal. If anything, it's just the way of the future, as what's his name would say, who made airplanes. It's the way of the future. It's the way of the future. Leonardo DiCaprio played him. What was I going to say? Yeah, why wouldn't you use it? Just do it. Like, spend a week watching some Unreal videos. Yeah. Yeah, man, Quixel Mixer is great if you want to get into... Man, I love how Quixel Mixer does the layering. And it doesn't just do like this layering where it's like, okay, you have this ground texture and now these rocks come up. It doesn't just do that because that would look crap, right? That would be easy, too easy. What it does is it blends it, right? So when the second texture, third, fourth, fifth, sixth texture comes up and you choose the height of it, right? It actually is creating on the seams of where the two textures touch, it creates like this blend, and that can be done in you know, like nodes or like a node-based system. You can do that, but that's like not easy. It is not easy to make two layers blend where the two textures are blending and all that. Like, I'm sure it's easy for pro, but it's time consuming and everything. Quixel does it instantly. Yeah, Leo is absolutely one of the best actors in Hollywood. He is, just because he's a pretty boy and has always been a pretty boy, doesn't mean that he's not like ridiculously talented. He is. It's funny though, you look at his past and he's done some, like, what a life. What a life. Like, starting from basically What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and then hitting Titanic, and then Romeo and Juliet and Titanic, and then just like non-stop, like, amazing roles. He's incredible. His performance in Wolf of Wall Street, when he's drugged up and he gets into his car and drives, oh my God, Oscar nomination. He should have won the Oscar that year, Wolf of Wall Street, but they gave it to, I think that was a conspiracy that year. I'm not even going to get into it, but he should have gotten it, Leo, for that, for sure. Yeah, whenever you look at the layout tab in viewport, the screen is divided into 3. Which tab? Layout tab. I never use the layout tab, believe it or not. I don't use it much. You're talking about the layout tab? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. the collections, node modifier. Where's the node modifier? You talking about just this whole area down here? And then folders. I don't know. This is my default layout tab. Here. I usually use modeling, UV editing, shading, rendering, I guess. I don't really do much in rendering except when I want to relook at the render I just did. I love how the blurred HDR, it looks like it's depth of field, but it's just really low res, and it's like, yeah, it's dope depth of field, man. Nope. Yeah. Oh my God. That was my first love. Claire Danes, Romeo and Juliet. It was a lot of guys' first love. Screen love, yeah. She's got to be one of the prettiest girls in the world in that movie. Like, she was just up there. Like, she was perfect Juliet. Yeah. Basketball Diaries, Departed, Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. I mean, you know how to drag, you know, like if you have an extra window here, you take the window you want to keep, you go to its corner, and then you drag and drop into the next one. It eats, what I like to think, eats up the other thing. And if you had one, I don't know how that works, down below here, you do the same thing, right? You find the corner of the one you want to keep and eat up the one that you don't want to keep. I know, man, dude. Leo has been dating supermodels forever. That's like his thing. He's one of the he's living that Hollywood life. He's like from the beginning. From the beginning, he's like, I'm the hottest actor. I'm talented. I'm a millionaire. Wow, who am I gonna date? Who am I gonna date? Who am I gonna date? Oh yeah, supermodels. Because somebody has to date them. Yeah, Aviator, it's called, right? The movie. Aviator? Jumping back to that, you said Wright Brothers, it's Aviator. That's the name of it, right? Yeah. Dude, his role in Aviator was like, man, he's good. Yeah, dude, if you guys have anything to share, make sure you guys are popping it in Discord. Because I'm going here and checking it out every now and then. Artverse asking, can you remove GIMP toots? I'm not sure why that's the one got added. That is me as well. Remove GIMP toots? Are you trolling me? Ban GIMP toots? I mean, really? Is that, are you fucking with me? Yeah, Mohammed, are you how if you're still around, dude? Have you done any more work on your alley? I'd love to see the because that was what you did yesterday. I'd love to see where you got with it. I mean, that you just have to keep, like a pencil rendering. You just have to keep adding on, keep adding on, keep adding on. Definitely. Coolio. You know, and there are times we can all jump into. I don't want to do it too much, but during a stream anyway, we can jump. I'll jump in the Discord and talk to you guys. Get in the voice channel in my Discord, and chat you guys up directly. It'd be a lot easier, right? Get to know you. Yeah, I do UV editing all the time, Tony. I like to work, like I said, in UV Unreal Engine. I like to work in PBR texturing. One of the things I do is I do a lot of work in Substance Painter, and I really like it. I'm far from a master at Substance Painter, but I'm just loving how empowering that software is. I finally bit the bullet, and I went on Steam, and I bought the $150 Substance Painter, and 100% worth it. You get Substance Painter and everything that gets updated and added to Substance Painter for a year. Then at the end of that year, you keep everything you got and you use it forever, however you want. $150, that's all it is. If you want to update your license again and continue to get the updates and the Substance Painter, Substance Share, get all that stuff that the community's creating, then you would want to buy another license. I don't know how much that is, but dude, I was using a friend's copy of Substance Painter for a long time, and I was like, no, man, I want to be more professional, and I want to be able to stream. You know, I can't stream using Substance Painter in my 3D workflow. Every time my 3D workflow got to Substance Painter, I had to be like, I can't stream this. This is a friend's copy. So man, you got to go out and you got to buy it. It's totally worth it. It makes texturing a breeze. But the thing is, you have to, not only does it make it a breeze, but it makes it fun, like legit fun. I enjoy saying, ooh, I'm gonna open up this model in Substance Painter now. Let's get busy. So you have to learn UV editing. If you want to work in PBR texturing, work in Substance Painter, you have to be able to, if not at least understand how to tweak UVs, because you can go into Blender nowadays, and you can unwrap something by using, by using Smart UV, and it'll do a pretty good job. Like, even if it's a complicated model, it'll do a pretty good job. You might get more seams than you want. If it's a very complicated hard surface thing or whatever, you might get more seams than you want. And ideally, when you're UV mapping, that's the point, right? You're hiding your seams, and you're making sure the important parts have the bigger space on the UV map, and the parts that really aren't seen, you can shrink down on the UV channel. Textile density, so to speak. But yeah, watch UV mapping at tutorials. I've got one. I've got a 4-parter. It's pretty long. It's I make a lamp, and the lamp doesn't look that great, but like I go through all the phases of modeling, UV mapping, texturing, lighting, rendering. My lamp thing, which is like a 4-parter or 5-parter, is kind of like a basic everything. I want to do a more just UV mapping tutorial, because it's important to learn that. If you want to bring something into Substance Painter and really work with the UV island and work with decals and work with stuff, projection mapping, all that stuff, you want to be able to know UVs. Oh, it does. Yeah, I haven't used the Substance Unwrap at all. And I know in Substance Painter you can export the mesh too. Like, it's got this, I'm not sure why you would want to. If you import a mesh, paint it, and export the textures, I'm not sure why you would want to export the mesh again. Maybe it makes sure that the mesh and the textures are linked, so that when you import them into your next software, they're linked. But that does that anyway. I don't know, but that makes sense. Artverse. What is Artverse? Wait, what? Yeah, Artverse is me. Oh, wait, sorry. I only read part of your thing, Tony. I got into the UV thing. Yeah. Yeah, Tony. Totally, bro. Ian Hubert? I've been sending Ian Hubert tweets, tweet messages, and Facebook messages, and he works the same thing as me, film industry CG, basically. And that's what I do. And I just want to collaborate with him. I'm like, my company is definitely on the level of what Ian's doing for the most part. And I could use his effects or help him out. I was like, listen, I'll help you out anywhere, man. I work in front of the camera, behind the camera, CG, editing. Like, let me work with you. Yeah, he does projection mapping for his... he can take a whole map of he could take a texture of a vacuum cleaner, and then he could use those textures and projection map on a, retro computer and make it look good. Freaking love that guy. He's like a mad genius, right? He's like a bit like Halliday from Ready Player One, right? I mean, that's how I think of him. Mixed with Eric Stoltz, if you guys know who Eric Stoltz is. He's like Eric Stoltz and what is it, James Halliday from Ready Player One? It's like they got mixed up together. What was I doing? I was gonna... What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Huh. I forgot. Goodness gracious. It's time to turn my camera off again. Ha! Right? Am I right, Tony? Yeah, you know. I actually need to eat something here, and then I won't need to turn my camera off. I can just walk away. Just walk away. There's been too much violence. So guys, this is where we're at right now. I like the foliage. I think it plays pretty nicely. I know this is kind of farther away, right? We still need to kind of work maybe on how far away this is. But I feel like this kind of grass and this kind of snowy covered and grass we're getting there, right? This is basically the same idea, and so much of this is going to change when we add the principal volume and start really cranking the volume and, you know, the distance. So much is going to change, and when we add these layered trees back here too, it's going to be different. Then we start throwing all the trees in here, getting these trees in here. And of course, the mood of this is just so like winter solitude, magical a little bit. It's like there's an ice castle here. You could replace this with an ice castle, like from Conan the Destroyer. Yeah, I would think by the way, just the auto UV smart unwrap is fantastic. It's actually quite good, and it'll only get better, I think. I like to smart map things, like I said, and then go in and see what it did and just tweak some things that I need. How long have we been live here? 2 hours. Welcome anyone new to the channel who's out there. Just doing an old cozy live stream here. But I love working in Substance so much. That's really one of the things that I've kind of been my late focus is Substance Painter, learning some cool techniques in material creation, and Quixel stuff, mega scans, dude, and free assets. I mean, nobody cares that I didn't create this piece of grass myself. Nobody expects you to. It's funny, I posted on a Discord though, guys. I'm not talking trash to anyone, I'm not going to mention any names, but I posted on a Discord some of my environment work, and somebody replied to me, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you make sure you specify what assets are yours so that the beginners don't get intimidated that you're creating stuff this quickly? We need to know what assets you created by hand and what assets you're pulling in. I'm like, really, dude? You want me to go through all my art pieces and tell you what assets are mine and what are other people? Sounds like that dude has an insecurity issue, not your community. It's almost that time, Tony. 1 hour and 3 minutes. Mine says 1 hour and 43. I love it though, man. Of course, I gotta pause the stream sometimes, go do stuff in life, right? Like food, hang out with my girlfriend from time to time, because I'm not getting paid doing this yet, per se. I bounce between this and doing another job, like. Because I'm an independent contractor working from home, I stop this and then I go do something else, or I go hang out with my girlfriend. And you know, can't neglect other things in life. It's very important. Yeah. Now, listen, I understand. I want to back up real quick, and I understand that you shouldn't go and post CG work on a regular basis and always try to sell everything off as yourself. Like, look what I created from scratch. You shouldn't do that. But when it becomes a problem, I usually try to say, hey, yeah, some of these assets are mine, some of these are free from Sketchfab. Or what, I mean, now I'm going to be saying, you know what, it becomes a thing where you don't want to walk on eggshells and cater to everyone's delicate ego. You know, if they don't understand yet as 3D artists that you get to a point where you don't need to create everything in the environment yourself, right? You're an environment artist. You're not a grass artist. It should go without saying that if you're at the level you're creating like cool pieces of work, like that have like that encompass modeling, texturing, lighting, composition, post, it goes without saying that you don't need to prove that you created every asset in the image. It's a thing, you know. It's like, I'm not trying to sell this and say, hey, I'm making a video game, these are all my assets, which some dude tried to do recently. Did you guys hear about that guy? He ripped and took assets from all over that he didn't have the rights for. He created his own horror game. What was it called? Prologue something. And it looked great. And it got taken down so quickly because people are like, that table is the table from blank. Some AAA title or something. He was like ripping to, like, it was funny. YouTube police, dude. Sorry, man. Dude. Yeah. That's what I mean. I really think it's people's insecurities. Beginning CG artists, when they see me post something on Discord, like even this, which is nothing, right? Do they need to know how long did that take you to create? Are those assets all yours? Did you make all the textures? Like, I don't mean to be a dick and sound like a dick, but like, there's a line to cross. You can share with people when you post something, especially in certain Discord pages, if it says like specific things. Like I said, one of them has like a rule where you have to explain what is yours and what isn't on every one of your posts, basically. It's like, come on, whose insecurities are you catering to? If you're a CG artist and you go to a Discord page and you look at this and you're like, this guy created this in an hour and 3 minutes, like, I can't do this. It's like, that's whose problem is? It's like, you can't. There's, what's it saying? Like, you can't downplay your own awesomeness just to make somebody else feel better, right? You should be able to shine in life without having to worry about, ooh, I don't want to shine too bright because this guy over here is going to feel bad about, yeah, he sucks, or that he's inexperienced. That's not how life should be. Now, you shouldn't go around boasting and being like, check it out, dude. No, I created this in an hour. What is this piece of shit you did? I mean, come on. You can't ever do anything like that. But you shouldn't have to, like, post an image like this and say, hey guys, this new environment I'm working on, just want you guys to know that this is the mega scan here on the land and the lake here is from Quixel, not me. This grass is all from Quixel Bridge as well. This HDR is from HDR Haven. So basically I didn't create anything here by scratch. This is all created by other artists that I'm just building an environment with. Thanks guys, I hope you enjoy my progress. Really? Is that what you need to hear to feel better as a beginning CG artist? I don't know, man. Yeah, man. Tony, thanks, bro. I've got my own Jason Momoa here to chill with, learn and grow with, right? Yeah, dude, the Discord's going to be great. We can all go in there, and I'm glad you guys are actually doing stuff. Sweet. I see what you got. Cool. Well, it's like an HDR almost. Yeah, I see the HDR. I own that HDR. Of course, probably most of us do. You started on SketchUp. Nice. Yeah. Cool. Nice 3D video, man. That'd be fun to do some 3D video stuff, right? Yeah, lazy tutorials, man. Watching Ian's lazy tutorials, they're freaking inspiring, and like that's the perfect example, right? Ian Hubert can blow me out of the water. Like his stuff is just, he's a madman, right? He's like a mad scientist. The dude doesn't need to constantly cater to me and make me feel better about what I can't do. He just does what he does. He's like, you take this here and you put this here and you grab this here and then you do this and then you do this. You do this. He doesn't need to like stop his tutorial and like make people feel better about not being at his level yet. You have to be inspiring to other people. You have to come in to your work and not hold back and be inspiring so that other artists who have some securities can go, damn, that's cool. Man, I want to do that. How did he do that? Let's go learn. There's a difference between, you know, just being cool and normal about it and not being boastful and having to, and then lying about trying to pass everything off as your artwork. Especially environment artists and stuff. I mean, there are certain parts, obviously, if you're a character, like just, I want to give an example. I'm still on this, like my art station here. Like you look at my art station and you look at this and you're like, this is an example. Vincent Rig, first character animation ever. And you look at this and you're like, whoa. That dude made an awesome rigged character. This guy can rig. He's a character artist. Dope. I didn't make this. This is the Vincent rig. This is a free rig, right? This is a free rig that I got and I just practiced animation with, right? But I didn't need, like, I don't need to go around telling everyone in bold letters that this isn't my character rig. I did. If you read if you go in and you read the description of the project, it absolutely not only says I didn't create this Vincent rig, I credit everybody involved who made the Vincent rig, right? Of course, if you go in and look at it, I'm not going to pretend that I made the Vincent rig, because you know what? That'll get you in trouble anyway, because you'll get hired for a job and they'll be like, yo, that rig you made at the bar, the character at the bar, we want one of those. And you're like, sure, yeah. You don't ever want to get caught in lies. You want to. It's like an actor lying about being able to horseback ride. It's one of the biggest ones. It's like, can you ride horses? Yeah, yeah. And then you get to set for rehearsals and whatnot, and the horse trainer is like, it's gonna take him 10 seconds, him or her, 10 seconds to know that you don't know how to ride horses. And he's gonna be like, this fucking actor lied. They do not know how to ride horses. Or if like you know how to scuba dive, it's another one, right? Like I have scuba certified on my like acting resume. I don't even really put out my acting resume anymore right now, but my point is, if somebody came to me and said, great, you know how to scuba dive, you're licensed, that's amazing, because we're going to do a scene where we're scuba diving and we'd love to use you and not a stunt double. And you're like, perfect. But if you lied about that, can you imagine lying about being scuba certified and being under 60 feet under or 10 feet under and being like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing? Anyway, so yeah, this is like, if you go to my art station and you see this without any description, you're like, ooh. But should I be afraid of not showing this? Should I not show this because I didn't create Vincent? Should I only create stuff that, like this in Unreal environment, I didn't make these chairs. I didn't make this table. I didn't make this Vitrola. I did make the filing cabinets. I didn't make this desk. I didn't make this gun. I did make this this folder, this piece of paper. I didn't make this lamp. I made this thing. I made these, yes, and got these pictures online. Bookshelf I made. Paintings I found. I didn't make the phone. I made the blinds. I made the windows. I made this investigation board. So you can see the mix. I made the rug. Not my texture, obviously, but I made the rug. Like, you can see the mix of things that are mine and aren't mine. But and they're all free assets, free to use. Free to use, completely free to use, as long as you credit them. If I made a game that was making money, I would want to credit all these, but I'm allowed to, right? They're free assets. I didn't make the clock, but I mean, that'd be easy, but I didn't. I didn't make the plants. I didn't make the typewriter. I made the stack of papers. I made the door. Like, I mean, but the thing is, I say it right here in my description. About half of the physical assets here in the level are created by me, and the other half I found free on Sketchfab. Now, I don't want to go into every description and always like say, thanks to, you know, Tony Dean for making the typewriter that I'm using in this level. I guess if I have, here's the thing is if the game, you completed the game and there was a credit roll, then that's where you put it, right? Special thanks to Tony Dean for making the, I mean, you're not even going to explain, thanks to Tony Dean for making the typewriter. You would just say, special thanks, Tony Dean. I don't know. Or extra models by Tony Dean. Like, you figure it out, but. Yes, exactly. Doubt now. You were flying and building drones. Nice. Yeah, dude. Photogrammetry is something I want to try too. I have a DSLR. I want to start testing photogrammetry, man. I really do. Taking pictures of, I mean, this is just a goofy idea, but like taking pictures of this Reinhardt like thing, and as a test, like photogrammetrying this and seeing and learning how to retopo, do the whole, you know, the whole workflow. So if somebody said, hey, can you photo, people want, one of the workflows that I think what I've heard recently are pretty like gonna be needed is being able to photogrammetry something and then decimate and optimize and retopo that object. It's just the same as sculpting a 3D character and then retopoing for rigging for video game work, right? Being able to do that workflow is so important. Or it's not so important, but that's like a specialty. Instead of generalist, you'd be more of a kind of like, what are you doing right now? I'm taking photogrammetry and I'm re-optimizing, retopoing, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dope. We need that. Or we don't need that. Drones are dope, man. I've flown a few. I mean, obviously, in some of the films I've worked on, we've done it. I haven't really. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here, guys. But just talking about the 3D industry a little bit. The idea of asset creation. What do you credit? Do you need to create everything from scratch? And here's one of the. I'm just going to say one more thing on this, and then we can move on. I think you should be able to create the things you're using that other artists, unless you're like a character. There's a difference, like highly specialized stuff. There's a couple of things. Character models, you should be able to maybe do some kind of weak character model and at least understand rigging, weighting, enveloping, understanding everything. You should be a generalist in general like that. If you decide, and you should, if you say, hey, can you make a tree? If it really came down to, you know, rubber hitting the road, you should be able to create a tree without SapGen, right? Without using SapGen. And unwrapping it and texturing it and knowing how to do the particles and the leaf, the branch and the leaf alphas. You should be able to do that. But once you kind of understand that, you're not expected to go out and be the tree maker. You don't need to, man. There are already so many tree assets out there that are created that are really high quality. You don't need to. I mean, if there's a hero tree that you need to make for your movie, like, you know, like a Pixar movie, you think they're going and making those trees from scratch every time? No. They got a library of trees And if they have a hero tree, that's a special tree that has like a hole in the trunk right here where the branch comes out, then they will model that hero tree for the shot. But the background trees, those are all, dude, those are already done. You don't need to create that. But my point is, if you should learn to create, like, instead of going and making a door, you should be able to make a door from scratch, right? You model the door, you model the design in the door handle, the doorknob, the keyhole, you unwrap it, you texture it, you got a door. You should be able to do that before you go out and start to, like, looking for 3D doors to steal, or not, steal, to use that are free to use. You should teach yourself how to do all that before you start dropping them in levels, in maps and environments. Grass is a different thing. Like foliage, though, everyone knows. I have not gotten any work done on this for so long. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I gotta get lunch. Everybody knows that you don't need to be the one that created the grass or the trees, really. Foliage. Who's got time for foliage, right? These things are done. These things are, And especially, did you see Bridge? Look at this. Look at how many really high quality plant assets they have that you can do 2K, 4K, or 2K or 4K textures. I don't think there's 8K for these. There's no need to. Look at that dead broom bush. I might want to add some of those. And it's easy. I do it, export it, and it's in my collection. And I have to do simple texturing tie-ups, but like these are incredible. The idea that I have these all at my fingertips to play with, to use. Not only these, which go on forever, 3D assets, surfaces. Like, look where I found my glass. I mean, my snow. Look, you go to snow. Skated frozen lake? No, I didn't want the skated frozen lake. I wanted something more damaged, right? So you look through everything and you're like, frozen lake, skated frozen. I think I used frozen lake for this one. Look at all these different. This is empowering as hell, and the user interface is gorgeous. It's just like Quixel's got their finger on the pulse, man. Yeah, it's super tedious to go through and create, like, I mean, I did it. Like I didn't do a ton of it, but I think I show off early in my, like, art station. I made this from scratch, right? I created the stem, and then I used an array modifier and pushed it up and, like, randomized and made a leaf and created a leaf for each particle kind of situation. Like, this is done from scratch, just so that I know that if I ever needed to create a plant, I can create a plant. I know the technique. I know the workflow. But I don't need to do that. Like, why do I need to do that when I've got this Quixel and stuff, man? Like, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I've been around the block and I've looked at Sketchfab and CG Trader and all these places, and Unreal Marketplace sometimes and stuff, but nothing has been more exciting to me recently than Quixel Bridge, dude. Going in here and being able to look at all of these and be like, dude, I can add these beautiful professional assets at 2 clicks. And this is all going to grow. It's going to keep growing. Look at this. Look at this stuff. It's ridiculous how good this is. And you can get like 4K resolution, 2K resolution. It's unbelievable. And of course, Quixel has where was the like, they have the big rocks too, right? Look at the 3D assets they have too. Look at this. Look at this. It's all free stuff. Because you don't need to, like, prove that I mean, sometimes, like I said, you should be able to do this before you make this, like, wire wrap. You might want to learn how to do that kind of stuff. Like, all of this you should be able to do. Like, I can do this object, like, all these objects I can personally make. but these are professional and they're already done and they're free. Do it. Yeah, Megascans, I'm in love with it. It excites me. It makes me want to work on more stuff. It's like I have these assets, and it's less about me. I still get to work in 3D. I'm still working in modeling and texturing and dualing and stuff, but I have what I want to do is learn environments more. I have these free, really powerful, high quality assets at my fingertips. Like if I had to model this grass and these 3 separate grass assets, and then go make these textures myself. Back in the old day, that'd have taken, a week. This was done in an hour. So here's the deal, guys. This is where we're at right now, and we're kind of working on this image for if any new faces are here. We're using this we're not doing a 1-for-1, but we're using this as an inspiration and kind of trying to get close to this anyway. This is where we're at right now, and of course there's a long way to go. We got to work on scale. We got the volume stuff to do. Once we start adding in the trees, we'll really start getting into scale and feel and tweaking. But here's where we're at right now, and yeah, that's it. That's all we got for a scene. And we're going to call that a break, and I'll be back on later today, but we're going to stop streaming for the time being because I need to go eat, and we'll probably have a nighttime cozy stream as well. I think the next step is finding trees, guys. Finding trees, and we're going to be needing to find these evergreen trees with high trunks, meaning the leaves start pretty high up. And it's not just evergreen trees, but they're kind of damaged evergreen trees too. I didn't see them right away in Quixel Bridge. We'll go look more in Quixel Bridge. If we can, that'd be ideal. And we'll go in and we'll modify. If so, we'll use sapling, or we'll go on Sketchfab, or go on Unreal Engine. We'll see if we can find some trees, but we'll find those together. We need some good trees. I mean, the trees in this art piece are the heroes, right? These are the hero trees. They gotta look dope. We gotta make sure they look dope. Guys, awesome. So I'll be back on later.